Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the SDS, the SOOP Duel series. This is a rematch between Mini and RoyaL. These guys went head-to-head earlier on in this season. It was quite an insane back and forth. In fact, if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Spoilers ahead here, because I'd really like to talk about it. Mini opened up very strong. Got a few early wins in the series versus RoyaL, and RoyaL fell back on some crazy cheese. Lots of two-factory and, of course, BBS. In fact, we saw those crazy cheeses not pay off some of the time. Some of the time it kind of paid off, but Mini was very good at blocking all that stuff. He is the one that we expect to be seeing a lot of cheese from, and so players like Shine, players like Mini, they're very good at stopping cheese because they're very good at using cheese. They know what it's all about. They know how to hold it. And we saw that BBS from RoyaL into Nexus first from Mini, and Mini still managed to win that game. Absolutely incredible series there between these two, and I'm hoping for another great one here with Mini starting Nexus first, Polypoid. RoyaL's going to be a little bit unhappy about that, but as he gets in here, he sees it first, and that it's not a cross-map situation. There is potential for RoyaL to get in here, potentially shut this down. There is that possibility. Gas, second gateway, it appears, has just been dropped here by Mini. Realizing that you may need a little bit more defense going on in order to keep this Nexus alive. In fact, RoyaL's going to start sending Marines now. Is he going to pull the boys? I assume so. Going to see him pull those SCVs. Now, 4 SCVs only is a bit of a weak bust attempt. Oh, can he get the SCV? Nice job there. At least getting rid of one SCV early on. Once the other SCVs arrive, then you're going to be seeing repair come in. So just killing that off right away make a big difference in this hold. 4 SCVs coming into that front in a long train here. Going to start a bunker now at this entrance. Bunker? Okay, there it is. Bunker starts up. Feels a little late, though. Sometimes it can come really down to the wire with the SCV building the bunker, but in fact, he is going to lose that SCV. This Zealot running around behind here. He's going to try and trap this against the wall. Bunker has died. Another bunker will replace it. 4 Marines now being very tentative here. RoyaL does not want to get surrounded, but there's the Vulture. Vulture coming in kind of changes the math on this. Dragoon is popping out as well, though. 2 Dragoons, in fact, going to start to target down these SCVs. And he target down a bunch of probes here. He's already killed a few. Probes are going to retreat now. Dragoon plus Zealot enough to hold things back. Going to run up, try to get on top of this bunker again, see if he can't finish that. It's so close, but he's going to lose the SCV. For what seems like a third time, another SCV goes down. Time to target down as many probes as possible and get out of here. In fact, he will target down a few more probes. Another Vulture comes in. This is quite a bit of damage. Look at the probe count at the end of the day here. 13 to 17 SCVs, even with the 4 losses there. Oh, and he could rotate around. Oh boy, he might be able to come in to this natural, get a few more probe kills. That'll add insult to injury. No bunker on the high ground, no bunker on the low ground either. And another Dragoon that pops out. 2 more, in fact, are going to come up this direction. Marines on the high ground just need to stay there. Stay up there on the high ground. There we go. RoyaL going to be safe for now. Those Dragoons are quite low, so he will be pushed back for now. Dragoon's fanning out in the middle of the map, trying to find this Vulture. Looks like they may be able to track it down. Needs to make a quick... okay. A quick left turn, I was going to say. slice back across the map before that other Dragoon catches onto him, but it's not able to kill at the very least. RoyaL just coming across the map, dude. He is so aggressive. Once again, this series, no different than the first. Very aggressive RoyaL. Might be punished here by Mini, though. Mini, oh, this Vulture getting in is pretty nasty, but it won't get any mines down. No way. Completely trapped and killed there. Very nicely done. RoyaL probably should have just thrown down those mines in the natural and been happy with it, but he wanted to slide by into the main with that Vulture, get more than he deserved. And Mini expertly blocking that out. All right, there's no Robo. See, the Robo's just starting now, guys. That Robo is super slow here, so just getting some mines in the natural could have caused some real pain for Mini. His rally point coming out would have been under threat. He would have had to do a lot of micro to try and kill off those mines, which if there's any mistakes with that, or if there's pressure coming in from those Marines and tanks at the same time, you can just fall apart. But RoyaL here relegated to just poking at that Nexus before the pylon before the Nexus can come up. Doesn't have to build a bunker back at home, but he's going to be under pressure here pretty soon. He is mining in his natural, and he's only 2 workers behind, so RoyaL's done a good job so far. Even though he didn't kill the Nexus with that bust, killing enough probes to stabilize the position and not losing his tanks or over pushing to the point where Mini just runs away with the game. In this situation, we should see RoyaL have a pretty good chance of taking on Mini. This Robo is so late. There's not really going to be much Reaver harassment, or at least there's going to be so much time here for RoyaL to set up. He can put mines in his base. He can get those turrets online well in advance of when Mini finally starts to pressure him with that. And in fact, there's no Reaver tech at all, so it'll just be Mini wandering around with Dragoons and observers. Charon booster upgrade on the way here for RoyaL. He's expecting Reaver. As well you should. So popular in the current meta. Everything's been slowed down here by quite a lot. So the timings are way off, guys. We're taking the 3rd base as a Brodas player here. Around the 8-minute 30 mark. There's +1 coming online now. Just 2 factories back at home for RoyaL. So not a whole lot of production available to him just yet. Should be adding on at least 2 more factories here in order to potentially take that 3rd base. Yeah, here comes some extra factories in the main now. Can see those blobs developing on the map. Vultures heading up to the high ground. RoyaL not really paying attention to those. Allows them to run in and die. Kind of useful, those Vultures, at least just keeping the map clear of probes heading down towards bottom center and bottom right. Keeping tabs on those locations. Let's get a scan here into the main. Sees no robotics tech, or excuse me, Reaver tech. There's that robotics. Whoa, big explosion of factories here, going directly up to 6 factory. Very likely we're going to see RoyaL just go for a big 2-base push. Try to smash through Mini. He's going to need a lot of tanks for that, though. A lot of tanks. There are so many Dragoons in this army, and RoyaL's devoted some time to actually build up Goliaths and get that Goliath range, which won't really be that useful in this upcoming fight. There's the Reavers. Okay, there's the tech underneath the bar there. We see it now. Support bay with the Reaver coming online here soon, but as you can see, RoyaL fully prepared for that in his main. He's got the turret ring up now. He's got a good number of Goliaths pushing forward. What's there in this shuttle? Does he actually have a Reaver ready in the shuttle already? I don't think so, but it is possible. Tanks pushing forward here, slowly gonna go ahead and tentatively take this high ground. Uh-oh, here comes that shuttle. Zealots only in the shuttle right here, but diving right on top of this, and he's gonna get on top of the tanks, filtering in as quickly as possible, right on top of all of this stuff, and he will just get massacred. RoyaL losing all of his tanks. Mini gonna take a huge trade here, breaking through everything and killing every single tank. An ill-advised push forward from RoyaL. Was not being tentative enough as he pushed up onto that third. It happens, guys. It happens to every Terran player. Okay, hopping into game number 2. We got RoyaL over here in the top left, Mini in the bottom left. And it was a tough game for RoyaL. I really liked his aggressive play. The way that he was trying to throw Mini off was looking pretty good. Honestly, that push was looking kind of scary as well, but got slapped down by Mini before it could really get off the ground. That's like watching a basketball player, you know, dribbling and feinting and doing lots of fancy moves, and then right before he's about to take a shot, like he's just grabbed the ball in both hands, immediately Mini just slaps it right down. Stuffs the ball out of his hands and takes that win. Mini now opening with another Nexus first. Also Pylon in the front. This is probably going to be a Forge Nexus first, if I had to guess. Radion, a great map to do a Nexus first on, for sure. It's a gateway. All right. Nexus first, gateway in natural. So this is a situation where if, for example, RoyaL was to do a SCV pull with Marines, like we saw in the last game, Mini would have to fight that with everything. Like, he would not be able to retreat to high ground and let the Nexus die. It's just not an option here. He would have to immediately pull his probes, all of them, and hold whatever attack was coming in. Maybe he doesn't have to pull all his probes, but what I'm saying is, like, it's do or die for Mini. Second gateway on the low ground. Going to be spotted now by RoyaL. Is he going to pull his SCVs and try to make this push work? He's got about 2-3 Marines. He's bringing them down the ramp. I think there's a possibility that he goes for it here. This is a pretty ballsy maneuver. Yeah, pulling a lot of SCVs this time. You can see 8-9 SCVs are going to be pulled. Vulture, Marine, making its way down the map. Mini going to scout this last, but he will scout the SCV train incoming. Will Mini be able to hold? Probably make a shield battery. Shield battery here could be very strong. Not going to make it just yet. Zealot here in the front. There it is. Not denying the... Oh, bunker. Bunker in a very interesting spot here. And you can't actually get a Zealot onto that SCV if it goes to that side. And this is a very clunky area to try and defend. Dragoon finally pops out. He's going to kill the SCV, I think. No, the SCV lives, and there's the bunker. Bunker is done. Can he get his Marines into the bunker? Yes, he will. Big moment here as all of the Marines get into that bunker. He could be losing both of these pylons very quickly, guys. This is maybe Mini flying a little bit too close to the sun. You really think you could get away with this, huh? Building your gateways on low ground? What was the purpose of that, Mini? Why did we need gateways on low ground? I don't really understand it. 2 Dragoons not able to finish here, and the pylon starts, albeit very late. This gateway is likely to fall long before that pylon can finish. In fact, they both might go down before the pylon can finish. Now he's going to bring the SCVs over, try to trap this Dragoon. Not able to get the trap on that, but Vulture's going to come up here. Maybe get some more probe kills. Dragoon pops out. Finally, he is able to get a second Dragoon or a third Dragoon out of this dying gateway. Gateway does go down. In the middle of more gateways up on the high ground, but this is a Protoss nightmare, guys. The bunker is in range of that Nexus, and he's waiting on Dragoon range, but this should be an easy victory for RoyaL. I don't see how he messes this up. Well, trying to run up the ramp might do it. Let's see. Okay, gets rid of that Zealot. There's the tank now, and GG is called. Can unload and go right up into the main base. There's not really any production up there. Nicely done. Okay, RoyaL firing back. All right, well played in that last game. RoyaL busting open that greedy Nexus first. I mean, he did go for a double gateway, which is technically safer, but the low ground was a wild choice. Here he is, mini bottom left. Still orange, but RoyaL switched over to brown. It's a very light brown that I've got RoyaL in, but his name, excuse me. But I think it represents it. It's clear. That's the that's the purpose. We don't need to take it farther than that. As you can see, probe heading across the map very early on. We're gonna have a gas steal, and RoyaL block the ramp. I think that might be just a little off. No, it is on, dead on. Well done. All he needs to do is just block barely long enough here. Keep pressing, hold position. Oh, don't move, don't move. All right, not bad. It's okay. He's done enough. He will be able to get his gas up and mining. Tiny bit of lost mining time. Mini loses even more mining time, though, because he sent this over here so early on. Pretty good result from RoyaL. This is the speed way of dealing with the gas steal. At least that's who I've seen it from the most, but RoyaL playing it off really nicely. It's not easy to do. Definitely it's not easy. Nexus on the way. Mini opting for that Nexus first. After getting in and seeing everything, he may end up getting busted again, guys. It's possible. We're all gonna come in here and check. Nexus first into gas with one gate. Second gateway getting started here, but it's kind of late. He gets in, he sees the gas. RoyaL's looking at this, and I think he's pretty happy with another bust. Yeah, a good 8 SCVs are going to be pulled this time. You know, first game, he did pull a very small amount of SCVs. He was hoping to just kill the Nexus, I think. He thought that Mini might not commit to holding that. And he wanted to be able to bring his, lots of SCVs back. Or just have lots of SCVs back. Not make such a big commitment to the bust. But these last 2 games, he has really gone all in with it. As the 2 Marines here, more SCVs coming in at bunker. Is likely going to finish even before Zealots get down here to start to deal with it. You gotta see the Zealot thinks about coming down, but the probes have been pulled. Jumping into the bunker now. Mini is just going to let this go. He feels like, okay, you pulled enough SCVs. I'm probably going to be fine here if I just keep all my probes alive. Oh, probe trying to run in, but the Vulture catches it. It's an awkward pathway for that Vulture to take, but Does end up paying off big time. Catches the probe. Going after the Nexus here. CVs don't really need to add their DPS. This bunker will do the job. They could actually head back home. Vulture running up into the main. Oh my gosh, that Zealot was not in position. How many probes can he get behind this? There's no Dragoon range, so it's very hard to kill this Vulture. Dragons just don't want to move closer. 3 probes. Absolutely worth it. That is bang on for RoyaL. RoyaL is in a healthy spot now. A very healthy spot. He's 1 CC to 1 Nexus, and he is 5 SCVs ahead. Dragon's gonna come down now. SCVs need to be pulled onto the bunker. Diving inside the bunker, really good play from RoyaL. Putting a SCV in the bunker, keeping it alive for a little bit. Juggling SCVs here. Oh my gosh, this is some really high level play from RoyaL. Look at him dodging the shots. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Gotta target that 1 Dragoon. Can he get it? He does get the Dragoon. Some good balancing of the aggro there from Mini. Does manage to break through this, albeit with quite a bit of pain. Mines are going to be set up in the natural. Mini really wants to get a counterattack going. He's going to try his best, but mines, and there's going to be like 6 mines here. 6 mines and a tank versus these Dragoons. I don't think it's going to go that well for Mini. Here he goes. He's just going to run in. Oh, okay. Gets rid of 1 mine. There we go. Oh, there's a big mine connection. Ouch. Yeah, this is just not doable. And a Vulture's gonna run by. I think Mini's gonna have to tap out, man. I think he's gonna have to. Oh, the pylon block is pretty slick. Pretty darn slick indeed. I thought that Vulture was gonna get another, 3-4 probe kills, but since it ends up just dying for free, maybe this game is still playable. Maybe we can still see a Mini comeback here. It's not looking good, but double expansion after the fact. He just doesn't have that many probes, guys. Just struggling to get this second Nexus down. RoyaL's got his CC finishing up. He hasn't had to build a bunker. He knows that mines are still a huge factor. I mean, he doesn't have that robo for sure. But with this double expansion, like, he's not going to have a robo for a long time. He's spending all his money just trying to get this Nexus online and keep enough Dragoons out here to prevent Vultures from slipping in again. There could also be some sort of follow-up from RoyaL. Ugh, another Vulture goes down. Yeah, here comes that follow-up I was talking about. RoyaL. I'm going to cross the map. 4 tanks. 4 tanks, a couple of Marines. Vulture rallies. It's kind of scary. It is quite scary. If Mini was not like non-stop producing off of these gateways, he might be in trouble. You can see he's cut some stuff, cut some production time off of that gateway for a robo. So think about it, guys. He's gone for double Nexus and a robo. Hasn't gotten a single unit out of that robo yet. And RoyaL's only been making tanks, Vultures, and is just going to start pushing in here. Oh, the tank goes down. That's not good. A second tank going to go down. Wait. 2 tanks fall here. That was very bad control from RoyaL. He needed to put down some mines here and just play it a little bit safer. Laying down mines behind these Dragoons. Can he actually get the connection? Oh my gosh, big mistake there from Mini. All right, well, now the game is over. That connection there kind of seals the deal. Probes here. Gonna be driven back up into the main for the 2nd time this game. Just managed to get rid of that mine, but siege mode is gonna be finishing up here in a moment, and this position undeniably strong for RoyaL. Mine's gonna be set up. Still not that siege mode here just yet. Siege mode almost done. So many Vultures are coming into this natural, though. And more mines are going to get set right in front of the natural. 4 gateways are now done, but can barely afford to produce off of 4 gateways here. There's the siege mode, and you are not getting down this ramp, my friend. Coming in hot. Oh, great mine connection, actually. Can he actually get another one of those? He really needs it here. Oh, just barely not. So close there to getting that mine connection on both of those 2 tanks. It wouldn't have killed the tanks, but it would have put a lot of damage on them. Maybe there would have been some hope, but as it stands, Royal is denied this natural again. And Mini, all he's got is that 3rd base. That's his last hope. He has to save it. And I don't see him being able to keep that alive, guys. A drop is out here. And so we're going to see some tanks, possibly some vultures, get leverage into that 3rd very soon. And that'll force Mini to actually kill his own pylon. He'll have to kill his own pylon. And he's going to lose a bunch of probes over at this base. He cannot afford those losses. This might even be a tap out moment. There's an attack going into the natural at the same time. Yeah, GG. Very well played by RoyaL. 2-1 in this series so far. Handling these Nexus first plays with some finesse. Here we are. Game number 4, Mini versus RoyaL. See, the colors have changed, and Mini spawning over in the top left, RoyaL in the center right. In the opening rounds of this fight, plenty of blows have been exchanged. Lots of early aggression shown from RoyaL. Mini getting punished for his greedy play. But after those few opening blows, are we going to see a bit of a calm start to this next round? We're going to see these guys play a little bit more tentatively. I expect so. Mini putting down the pylon in the main. That doesn't really say anything here just yet, but I think he might be getting tired of being busted on Nexus first over and over again. Maybe he mixes it up, goes for like a bit of Zealot harass, something like that. I thought maybe we were going to see him open Nexus first with a Forge and just get a cannon down, but that's not going to be it. That's actually that's kind of what I was expecting game 2, honestly, when he put the double gateway in the natural. I was scratching my head. I thought that pylon in the natural was for sure for a Forge. 100% that was going to be Forge, but no. Mini had other plans. This game here on Dominator. Oh, okay. Oh no, hold on. Getting a little mixed up. Thought I was seeing something that I wasn't. We're gonna have a RoyaL sending out his SCV now. Gonna go ahead and look for Mini. Wow, that's a super early. Okay. Super early factory here. That was definitely an 11 gas. And so 11 gas does force the Terran player to cut a little bit of SCV production. And so optimizing for that 11 gas, it's made for punishing a Nexus first. You can get the Vulture in there before the Dragoons start to pop. You look for, 3-4 probe kills and second factory. All right, we've seen this a lot on Dominator. But RoyaL's going to pull it out right here, right now, from a lead. See if he can just bowl Mini over early. It's been working for him so far. These early victories have started to stack up. But I don't know if this is the play, guys. 2 factory. Not the strongest thing in the world. And in fact, 2 gateway is down for Mini. That's crazy. 2 gateway, no Nexus? What exactly were we seeing out of Mini? Was he doing like some sort of one base build? 2 gateway. Oh, is he gonna make a robo or something? What is he doing? He sees no nexus. Royal's gonna be scratching his head like, you know what? Maybe we're gonna have a longer game here, because generally with 2 factory, you either kill the nexus and win, or you fail and lose. But maybe we're gonna see, you know, 2 factory production and 2 gateway production for a while, and then both players are going to take their expansion. It's going to be okay. I'm not so sure, guys. This is not a situation we have very often. Back in the middle of the map here, Mini is a bit suspicious. There might be a second factory out on the map, but not the case. Second factory is right here in the main. SCV going around the top side, looking for a nexus, like a hidden one. They're not gonna find it. Thought like maybe there's, oh god, big mine connections here. This 2 factory could do really well. This 2 factory could do fantastically well because of those early mine connections. Look, Mini was trying to bust in to this natural through the vulture expand, but this is not a vulture expand. This is a 2 factory play. He sees the tanks now and he knows that he's in a bit of trouble. Not even to throw down the nexus. Instead, drops a robo. Gonna go non-stop Dragoon production with a shield battery in the natural. This is a wild game, guys. Hard to call. I think RoyaL has a bit of an advantage going into this push, though, considering those early mine connections have softened up these Dragoons so much. But we'll have to see this engagement. Vulture speed on the way. RoyaL coming right up to this front now. Looks like he's going to hit from multiple angles, potentially. Come through from behind with the vultures as well. Backing up for now. RoyaL knows that there's quite a bit of production available to Mini. Might not be a good idea to take a fight just yet. Usually with the 2 factor, you're itching to get over there and start dealing damage, but RoyaL in this case, he's just going to back up. This is a very interesting game, guys. We're going to see a CC here. Engineering bay on the way. Coming out for the CC potentially. Not just yet. I guess he's going to go for the push anyway. Should be siege mode on the way. Siege mode being researched here by RoyaL. And he's just going to come up and try to push in. May even build like a bunch of turrets here as well, to just really solidify this push and slowly move in. Oh, wow. That siege mode is super slow. He needs that siege mode, like, he needs it now. And he's not going to have it here for quite some time. He may be able to start building turrets at the front and go kind of bait the Dragoons down the hill to try and stop that. Oh, if he comes up here, though, vultures from behind. Dragoons falling back here away from those mines. Tank being pulled. 3 Dragoons on the bottom side. Gonna be able to kill at least 1 tank. 1 tank goes down. Bunch of Dragoons forced way out onto the map. Marine's gonna be killed here. Not enough mines to place right in front of this natural, but siege mode is about to finish. There it is. Siege mode is done. Dragoons are gonna try to come out. Oh, it's crazy. That wall is hurting Mini so badly. He cannot come forward to actually deal with this. And I think that RoyaL's just going to break him here. That was a really nice attack with the vultures coming from the left side to be able to break through all of this. Mini just backing up behind his own wall. Turned out to be a kind of a tough decision, a rough decision. Dropping Dragoons on top of the mines, trying to bait mines into the tanks to connect, but he just doesn't have the muscle to break this anymore. Tanks on high ground on Dominator. This is for sure going to be a Terran victory, isn't it? Tanks pushing down on the low ground. I don't think he meant to do that. Reaver here in the midst of all of this. Big Reaver shot to start things off. Another big shot here. Wow, Dragoon. Okay, he does manage to get one last shot with that Reaver, but I think this is it. Oh, the Zealot connection there is insane. Holy Mini. Making a play for this. And he's got the observer on top of the turret as well, so that turret can't fire. You can see the guy in the turret, the spinning guy in the turret, he's got a bit of oh my gosh, look at that that missile there is ridiculous. Got a bit of vertigo there for a second. Stop spinning. But he was able to get those missiles out and finally will clear that observer. Coming up on the high ground. I mean, this is still maybe possible. Can he actually get on top of the tank? There's only one tank here. The Marines are actually making a big difference right now. That Reaver's going to take a lot of damage. As it tries to push forward, tank just needs to take one more shot on the Reaver. Okay. That will go down. Nexus lives. Oh my gosh, guys. The Nexus is alive, and the Reaver's alive too. This is wild. Absolutely wild. This Reaver could do infinite damage in the main, but Mini's Nexus is gonna fall. He's got 800 minerals, though. He can live. That shuttle with speed and the Reaver Dragoon combo is gonna do so much. Oh my gosh, it's gonna do so much, guys. Yeah, this is absolutely infinite damage. CC being built in the natural. I'm not sure if it's done. It might be. But this shuttle can keep... Yeah, this shuttle can keep on going forever. I'm just gonna kill this turret. That speed shuttle is deadly, guys. And Mini is gonna build up enough to break. Yeah, RoyaL taps out. What an insane game. Holy. That was wild, guys. Best game of the night for sure. I've really never seen those two builds go up against each other, but that was fantastic. Well, that was one of the best PVTs, at least in the early game, that I've seen in a long time. Definitely a contender for Best of 2025. This is a 2025 series. And so, we'll be throwing that on the list. Mini versus RoyaL so far has been a lot of fun. But a very quick series, guys. We've only been going for how long? An hour. And we're already 4 games in. Here in game number 5. RoyaL in bottom right. Mini in bottom left. Rare that we make it this far in under an hour. But here we are. We'll see if we can get a longer macro game between these. We haven't even seen an upgrade yet. I don't think we've seen an upgrade so far. I think RoyaL was getting an upgrade game number 1, but I'm not sure if he finished it. Of course, we've seen some research, right? We've seen speed, mines, all that stuff, but I'm talking about upgrades like +1. Anyway, we're here on Deja Vu. Mini opening gateway. And coming in for a bit of a scout now. Gas steal no longer possible. SCV getting in here to block this. Kind of nice. Keeping that out of the base is always a comfortable feeling for the Terran player. But it looks like that won't continue on for much longer. Makes a little bit of a mistake there. Lets the SCV run down the ramp. It is what it is. Pretty tough to keep going back and forth with the probe here like this early on. Oh, he's got to repair that. SCV needs to be repaired. Well done. Keeps that SCV alive and in enough HP. It's not at risk of just dying to one shot from the probe, and now a Marine is out. Slightly later factory here, not an 11 gas from RoyaL this time. Looks like more of a 12 gas and a slightly slower factory indicates to me that RoyaL wasn't able to fully mineral boost and optimize perfectly his mining because of all the micro he was doing against that probe. Second factory. Dude, RoyaL. This guy just doesn't want to play a normal game, man. Another 2 factory? It did not work last game. Mini held it with flying colors. It was very impressive. It was super close though, honestly. RoyaL, he could have won that game if he didn't push so close to the ramp. If he just kind of held back a little bit, kept turrets going, maybe built a bunker, that sort of thing, and just hold the high ground. But he really needed to end, right? Because the counterattack potential was there. Once the Reaver shuttle is out, you could see how much damage that did. He wanted to get in and start hitting all those buildings, and Mini was barely able to kill those tanks on high ground so many times. The Reaver shots came in absolutely clutch. The mine drags as well. SCV still hasn't scouted Mini, so he doesn't even know where he is, but he's pretty certain that Mini is bottom left. He's just not 100% just yet. Slips the Vulture out. He's actually going to get away with moving out with the tank as well. So as soon as you see that double factory unit pop out, and then you're 100% certain of what's coming. Now he sees it. Okay, it's a 2 factory play. Doesn't make sense that you've already got a tank here, so Mini's gonna have to head back home. Oh my god, I can't believe he dodged all those mines. That is ridiculous. RoyaL set those mines up to hopefully catch the Dragoons as they were heading back, and Mini just randomly walked in between all of them. Oh my gosh. Oh, DT play coming up behind this. DT drop was what he was going for. I mean, this is a great situation for RoyaL. So much money is being spent on tech right now, and RoyaL's just going to shove in here. Mines are going to start to get laid. As long as there's enough mines to stop the DTs, I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, he's going to get up here and start to lay mines right at the bottom of the ramp. We'll have to start an eBay back at home, but as long as he has the eBay done, start making turrets back there, I think he should be fine. Wow, he's going to start to push up this ramp. I don't know if I like this, but RoyaL, I mean, he could get in here. The DTs are going to come out soon, though. Probes being pulled to the ramp, trying to block things. Mines coming down. Ooh, mine connection there. Dragoons are going to fall. RoyaL just shoving right in. Wow, okay. He just kills every probe, and the DTs pop out. But there's too much damage already. Too much damage here, indeed. Too many probes have fallen. He sees the Robo. We should be able to prepare back at home well enough to hold this. Nice job by Mini, at least getting rid of that Vulture. Looks like another one gonna come up here. Tries to catch it, not quite able to do so. Trying to block things out of his main, but GG. As that next Vulture gets in here, it's a little bit too much damage. Mini will tap out. So RoyaL, the 2 factory works. Here is RoyaL spawning in the bottom left. Mini over in top right. Cross spawn Nexus first. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like Mini is gonna start to shy away from that Nexus first, even though this is a huge map and you could probably get away with it. Just not been going well for him so far. Let's see, Pylon and Natural. Just do the Forge Nexus first, please, Mini. Stop messing around. I think it's gonna be a gateway, a forward gateway. Considering he's not sending out a probe to scout. Indeed. Probe coming out here. Very indicative of that gateway. And so he will be trying to put on Zealot pressure. However, RoyaL cross map going to be quite safe from that. Let's see if he wants to mix up his play as well. Are we going to see an 11 gas, or are we going to see a gasless fast expand? 12 gas. 12 gas from RoyaL. Pretty standard stuff. Mini. Not going to be too happy once he finds out that RoyaL's here cross map. Could have gotten away with Nexus first. And won't be able to deal hardly any damage with this pressure, most likely. May, in fact, just throw down a Nexus here. Really hardly build anything off of this gateway and go instead for that gas. Get into some faster Dragoons. We'll see. Might go Dragoon before Nexus, in fact. Sees everything here in the main. First Marine is out. Factory is down. A little slower on the factory. But behind that 230 mark. Should have been able to optimize a little better there, actually. But it is what it is. We will get in here and scout now. Sees no Nexus. Not able to get up into the main. Mini blocking that out for now, and a Dragon will be out here in a moment. First Zealot making its way up to this natural. SCV there to block. Pretty good movement from RoyaL, not fighting the fighting the Zealot, but forcing it to stop and then backing away so that the Marines can take more pot shots. And the Zealot can't quickly gun down that SCV. Now with about 4 Marines at the top of the ramp, it's just not gonna happen. Mini will not be able to push it. Wait a second, hold up. A little bit of a mistake there from RoyaL. Loses 1 Marine. At least getting something out of that Zealot. Going into Dragoon range now. Mini doing sort of a hybrid build after figuring out what he's doing or what's going on. Getting out his Dragoons now. After slipping in the Nexus. It's not really optimized for anything, whether it be aggression, early aggression, or economy. It's just sort of a middle of the road thing that Mini is doing. Reacting to RoyaL's opener is the best way I can describe it. Dragoon here potentially could snipe down a Marine or two. Does get 1 Marine, but wants to back up before taking too much HP damage. Wait for those shields to regen a little bit. Second Dragoon is coming up here. Oh, takes some extra damage from these Marines, not backing away quickly enough. Robo is coming up here for Mini, and RoyaL scouts all of that stuff, all that good stuff. He sees it. Second Dragoon here at the front. The tank is already out, and mines are about to finish. Trying to get away with no bunker. Is RoyaL going to get punished for that? Just the 2 Dragoons probably won't do it. But RoyaL may need to throw down this bunker now that the 3rd Dragoon is making its way across the map, and range is about to finish up. Pushing out pretty aggressively. The first Vulture goes down. That's rough. First Vulture lost here. Trying to take the high ground. Mini gonna be very happy about that. Second factory on the way. Natural is mining here. Pretty close overall worker count. Armory out of RoyaL. Wow, we might actually have our first long game, guys. That is a real possibility. RoyaL's still probably going to be hyper aggressive, moving around with these tanks, Marines, and Vultures, but we could potentially see a full-on game. We might see some other tech out of Mini. Did we go into a Reaver? I can't remember the last time we made it to this game 6 without even seeing 1 Templar. I mean, High Templar. We did see Dark Templar previously, but no Storm, no High Templar so far this series. Third Nexus on the way for Mini. Taking that closest expansion. It's a little easier for RoyaL to push into. He goes to the right-hand side and pushes up the vertical axis, but it's still so far away, considering it's a cross-map game. Shouldn't have too hard of a time shutting down any push coming across. It's so wide open here on Polestar. Here comes an attack into the natural. Trying to put down some mines here right on top of these Dragoons. Good pull away right as the mine finishes. But will take the opportunity to slip by here. RoyaL gets some good probe damage, evening things out a little bit. 40 to 39. Like, might even get a connection there in the natural. I think a mine connected on that one Dragoon that was rallied out. Observers here should be out for Mini, and Mini might even take a 4th base now. He's got plenty of money to do so. And he's got the Observer in the main of RoyaL. Looks like we just had something cancel, potentially. No, I think he's killing off his own eggs now. I heard that explosion sound. I thought there might have been a cancel back at home, but yeah, eggs are going to be dealt with. Probes trying to transfer. This could be a big catch from RoyaL. Ooh, RoyaL 2 probes. 3 probes get killed. Very nice catch on that transfer. Mini looking a little worse for wear. 46 probes now. RoyaL continues to scout around with those vultures. Gonna start to clear here. Mini doing the right thing, just sending only a few bare minimum number of Dragoons out to actually clear and keeping the rest back at home, defending himself versus these vultures that are continuing to look for raiding opportunities. Mini has that center right cleared out now and could potentially throw a Nexus down at that location. Reaver going to be popping out here soon. First Reaver. We leveraged out onto the map. RoyaL should have enough time to fully defend against us. A very good scan. Getting all the information about the timing there. Let's go ahead and switch it over to Protoss music. Been on Terran for quite some time. There it is indeed. Center right. Nexus coming up. 4th base on the way here. But RoyaL is ready to move. Is he going to take a CC behind this? It kind of looks like he will. He's kept Mini pretty far back this game. Mini hasn't been able to come across the map very well. You know, he's not standing here in an arc or anything with all of his Dragoons. He's kind of hiding back at home, making sure that he doesn't take damage from these vultures. And so RoyaL's vultures have really done their job of just keeping Mini on the back foot. In fact, so far back that RoyaL's going to be able to cross from cross spawn on Polestar all the way through the middle of the map and almost all the way over to this 4th base. He actually turns around and heads back home now, though. He's opened an opportunity to start laying mines down everywhere. Can't really slide by here. And so probably these vultures will end up going down. No, they barely managed to slip away. Gonna go ahead and set back up on these 3 bases, defending that. While he allows the Mini to take this 4th. Start to saturate it. Citadel. Zealot speed research is on the way. Probe transfer making its way over. Looks like that won't be harassed. 67 workers. Mini's got all the workers he needs right now. Could look to a 5th base as he moves in that direction, cleaning out all these mines. I think we'll see that 5th over here at 12. Not establishing another rally point though just yet. Mini not looking to bottom right. Nobody's sent anything to bottom right, in fact. That part of the map is completely dark. And so Mini likely to take that 12 o'clock, continue to power up. Not sure where the upgrades are at right now. We haven't seen a starport. There's the starport finally, so we're gonna have a relatively late +2 upgrade coming online for RoyaL. It's taking him a lot of time to get that going, but he had enough army to maybe do some sort of an attack. I think he was looking at that. You know, maybe I can attack here. Maybe I can actually shut down this 4th base, but once he saw exactly what Mini had, he decided against it. Time to fall back, hold this 3rd, and go into my +2. This base finishing up at 12. Looks like that'll be taken care of, and a probe can make its way down there as well now. Start to set up another corner of the map, another rally point for Mini to work with. Double Robo, by the way, in the main base for Mini. And so he's going to be heavily relying on Storms, Shuttles, Reavers this game to crack open any position that RoyaL is able to set up. A lot of money in the bank right now for Mini, in fact. He's got so much money here, it seems almost a little wild, a little crazy. He should be maxing out, but maybe he's saving some supply to start to build Templar or something like that. I'm not sure. 2,000 minerals here, 2,300 minerals. Need some more gateways. Maybe that's why he's getting set up here in the bottom right. Start to add on a bunch of gateways down there. Could be really good for him. Dragoon sitting back here on high ground. RoyaL just holding that low ground center right in front of his natural pretty well. Oh, a lot of vultures are going to go down here for free. I think we might have a broken replay, guys. This doesn't make any sense. We're still at 177 supply. Oh, okay. Hold up. There it is. Double cybernetic score. He's going into carrier. So he's saving up supply so that he can build a big round of carriers here. Now everything makes sense. Mini just holding back, waiting for these. Oh, there's the scan, though. Ooh, that scan is huge. He's going to see this just in time. Tank walks out there for free. Gonna go ahead and start his +2. RoyaL gonna have a 2-1 timing attack for sure. He knows how much time he's got until those carriers come online. And so Mini, he's just gonna expand all over the place. He's gonna start taking Nexus on either side of the map. Wow, that Fleet Beacon is taking a long time here. I'm going to get that Fleet Beacon online. Some Templar are coming out. Templar are starting to be brought forward. Oh, drop on top of these tanks. This is an ill-advised attack from RoyaL. What is he doing with half the army moving forward? That's a little bit crazy. He's going to lose a bunch of tanks at the periphery. Yeah, this is a broken replay, guys. This doesn't make any sense. I thought it was a broken replay. I called it. We're going to go back. Something happened to this replay. I'm not sure if he's going back far enough, actually. I really do feel like this broke a little earlier. All right, maybe we'll get everything fixed up now. There was just way too much money stacking up. Definitely we're going to see that carrier transition again, but I'm going to do it a little more smoothly, and RoyaL's not going to push out like that. That's crazy. The mysteries of Broodwar, my friends. Whenever people ask, and I'm sure there'll be somebody in the comments asking, why do broken replays happen in Broodwar? I always say ghosts in the machines. Because there really is no good explanation. Blizzard is a company. They do exist. I haven't always been the best at programming, though. Especially back in these days. Replay functionality was a pretty new thing back then. And, yeah. Wasn't perfect. Not sure exactly what the function is. Like, it kind of fills in the parts that it doesn't understand. I don't really know. I don't really know how it works, but it just works. Todd Howard. We're going to go ahead and spread out on top of these high grounds. Mini. Not going to dive in here. He's making that carrier transition we were talking about. Big carrier transition behind this. He stopped again at 179 supply, 178 supply with that 2,000 minerals in the bank. Waiting for those carriers to come online. Waiting for that fleet beacon to finish up. And there's the Nexus in bottom right. Okay. Yeah, no long distance mining from bottom right. That's not going to make much sense. So we're going to see RoyaL start to push forward, looking for a fourth base here. Pushing up onto this high ground. This is a much better push from him. Zealots are going to be coming forward. Oh my god, this is way too much Terran, though. I don't know if he can take this fight. There's some storms going down in the back line. Not bad, actually. RoyaL kind of moving into a lot of these storms, and my goodness, this is trading quite well when the storms come through for Mini, but RoyaL's definitely going to be able to push forward now. That's a lot of tanks, guys. A lot of tanks. And so Mini will have to spend his entire bank probably making Zealots to follow this up. He has Storm already. He's got the carriers on the way. Needs to buy time. Needs to buy time. Stop RoyaL from coming directly into his natural. Because you know that's the position he is headed for. He's headed for that natural, and then he can spread tanks everywhere and start to pick off bases left and right. Could have a lot of Goliaths on the way here now. Zealots on that high ground, going to be blocking out a little bit. Well, there was a potential for a slip pass there, but it's not going to happen, at least for now. Mini has both corners of the map, so unless RoyaL can kind of end him right now, it's going to get pretty hard in the next couple of minutes. Great storms coming down on these pushing tanks. So hard to deal with a player like this, a Protoss like this, who's just going to back up and throw down storms over and over again. And just delay and just delay and delay and delay. No more storms available on this Templar. Another round of Zealots makes its way forward. Can he get a couple more storms here? Zealots in the front line. That's still a lot of mech units. Where are the carriers? They got to be popping out here soon. In fact, they are out, 4 of them. But there's still quite a bit of units ready for RoyaL, pushing into this natural, breaking this base open. Another base going to be taken center left. Growing like crazy. RoyaL growing like a weed here. Oh, Templar in the middle of all this. Is he going to be able to get the perfect storms? My god, those storms. 5 tanks for 2 storms. Insane value there. Keeping that Nexus alive as well. Only the natural has been lost so far. Acceptable losses here for Mini. He's got plenty of mining elsewhere. He's got other rally points. And he's starting to send DTs out on the map. Look for some damage at one of these bases. Might be able to get down into that bottom center with the DT. Tank there with the D-Matrix. Pretty slick. Some storms go down on the ramp. DT's here in the mix as well. That'll be taken down. Carrier is trying to defend that one base. DT gets in here. It could get insane damage. Of course, you will get a notification as a Terran player of that little bit of that Terran privilege, because those will not be one shot. In fact, you will pull everything away now. That DT is going to be dealt with. Reavers on the ground here. Mini playing a pretty slick game, I gotta say. Keeping these Reavers alive and just delaying everything right now is pretty big. He's still got the 2 corners of the map, so he's 100% fine with this. As long as he just keeps delaying everything, keeps dropping Reavers everywhere and just slowing things down. I mean, he will lose this base in center right, most likely, but he might be able to get a few kills here. We'll see. The more kills he gets, the easier his life is going to be. Yeah, now it's 8 carriers, and things are getting a little bit crazy. 8 carriers is quite a bit, and he's double upgrading as well. So he's got armor and, of course, has those... Oh, 2 DTs coming into this base. Can he actually get a kill on a tank? Oh, good splitting there. Very good splitting. Reaver here on high ground being super annoying. Dealing a lot of damage to these Goliaths that are trying to push up. And again, just delay tactics here from Mini. He doesn't really care about this base. It's the bottom right and bottom right and top left that are the big deals, the big bases that he wants to hold. Everything else can be retaken once RoyaL is pushed back. RoyaL still does have a good amount of income here. A very strong amount of income is available to him. But this Reaver might be able to change that. Let's see where he lands here. That mine. Oh, the mine connection is beautiful. That mine clearing it out. And it might actually get these Templar too. No, Templar are going to come up here. They're just going to walk up here and storm the mineral line. You've got to be kidding me. Air is coming down to bottom center. Are we going to get mine connection on this? Nope. SCVs are going to get stormed to death. Beautiful. Storms here, getting lots of kills. Area's heading down towards bottom center. That's, again, 8 carriers. Quite a scary force, plus a bunch of drops are going to come through as well. Can start to storm the high ground or storm the ramp. Zealots baiting in mines. Oh, these mines. Holy, those mines are so lucky he didn't get those mine connections. Wait. Ooh, beautiful mine connection there with the DT. Pulling in the mines to the Goliaths. This might be it, guys. That was so much damage. RoyaL is still fighting here, but the carrier number is huge. And he's just going to be able to fight the Goliaths straight up. Yeah, it's just so many carriers, guys. A lot more Goliaths coming up here, and RoyaL's trying to push top left, but with Mini just holding these bases down and continuing to build carriers, he is going to get to like 12 carriers pretty quick. He's going to have an insane number of carriers, and the +3 upgrade's going to kick in soon as well. Okay, he does make his way into top left. If he can kill top left, there's definitely some hope here for RoyaL. He can try to expand up in that direction. He's definitely going to lose bottom center, though. Eventually, that fight will be won by Mini. +2 is done. +3's got to be on the way here. Falling back. He's got storms available to start fighting this, but he hasn't cast them yet. Okay, he does cast them. Cast them if you got them. No point just holding on to that. Wow, he's not breaking through here. I'm a little bit shocked. He's not building more carriers as well. Walking out into mines over at that natural. The last units are being killed here in top left, and the buildings are going to start to go down. Carriers are falling back. Mini a little worse for wear. 42 probes left. Without the mining in top right, or top left, this might be doable for RoyaL. I mean, anytime I see 8 carriers, it starts to feel a bit hopeless, but RoyaL really set himself up nicely, getting that very fast 5th base? 4th base? No, 5th base. As his attack was going out, right? He took center left while that push down into the natural was happening. And so he's just got a monstrous economy. Keeps shoving out Goliaths like crazy, just making Goliaths non-stop. Templar here on the low ground are going to be tough to deal with. And this carrier count is insanely high now. Bunch of storms going to go down, hitting a lot of these Goliaths. Big storms on the tanks as well. believe one carrier just fell. I think I heard that noise. Just going to target down the command center now. Now that I think +3 must be done. Yeah, he's going to kill this so fast. You just can't keep the CC alive anymore. Not going to happen. And CC top left died as well. I think he's going to reclaim top left, by the way. There are some probes up there, so he can remake a Nexus and reclaim that area. Tanks coming down towards bottom right. That's a good number of tanks to try and break this position. EMP should come out as well. EMP does come out. Storm's on low ground. Trying to deal with these tanks as they push up. Carriers have a long distance to travel to get down here to save this. So maybe RoyaL can get in, kill every probe before he can get down here. That's actually a big win. If he kills every probe, Mini's gonna have a very hard time keeping his carriers fed with interceptors. And indeed, that's all gonna go down. So, you know, this top corner, bottom corner, opposite corner bases that Mini took earlier, although it is quite strong and it seemed quite good at the time, it looks like it's really going to be working against him here. Oh, these vultures slip in as well. Not able to make the pylon wall in time, which means all the probes in top left are going to go down. Dude, there's no mining for Mini. Hold on. Mini is only mining at top center with hardly any probes. He is going to kill this CC for sure. And that is undeniably an insane number of carriers. I think he needs to go into the main, though. I think Mini has to go into the main. Oh, EMP goes down on some of these carriers. Going for another CC kill. Like, that's going to fall. Carriers are going to have to back away, though. If he goes into the main and then parks on the high ground and just keeps the Goliaths back, he might be able to trade so well while killing factories that there's nothing that RoyaL can do. That's just so many carriers, guys. I can't imagine Mini losing with this many carriers, but it's happening. It is happening right now. Mini's been bouncing around back and forth between top left and bottom right, all the while losing probes and not able to defend anything properly. Now RoyaL's going to spread down into bottom right, start to take those bases. Storms and Templar are going to be pushing forward here. Carriers with a few ground units in support. Storms going down on these front Goliaths. Got to keep those Storms alive. Not be losing those Templar prematurely here. Want to wait for the Goliaths to fully engage with the carriers and then start to throw down those Storms on the big groups of them. In fact, just going to kill the CC, even with all the repair. That +3, undeniably strong. Another Nexus in top left for Mini. Zealots down here being a little bit annoying, but Mini not very high in supply. RoyaL, his economy for sure is better. It's just the army is so good for Mini right now. That is so many carriers. Storms and everything are available as well. It's like these cannons are going to be killed. That +3 is nasty. That +3 is so good. Just cleaving through those cannons so quickly. He's going to be able to shut down even more mining here for Mini. Mini trying to retreat right now. Having a hard time of it. The Goliaths are trying to chase this down. Pushing everything back for the time being. Trying to defend that base. That third base has just been retaken. Here we go. Carrier's going to fight this. Ground army is still looking pretty okay for Mini. There's a good number of Storms in here, and a lot of these Goliaths are very low. Drop. Big drop getting loaded up. I think we're really going to hit top left while the carriers head towards this base. Yeah, that's a very nice defensive position for Mini with the cannon on high ground and a bunch of Templar, but the drop completely circumnavigates that. Will allow him to shut it down pretty strongly. It looks like the Storm's going to come out on this high ground. Goons fighting against Goliaths there. Hasn't been able to kill the Nexus here just yet. Drop in top left is dangerous. I think that Mini's dealing with that right now. He's got 1,400 minerals in the bank, but doesn't have enough up here in top left to keep these bases alive. Wish he would have built some cannons over here. Just keep that going. It's like Mini has to shut down a base. He's absolutely got to shut down a base. It's going to be RoyaL on one base economy if that base bottom right gets shut. It's shut down. Mini very close to mining out on some of these few remaining spots. Reavers here coming in clutch, but all the Templar will die. Every single Templar going to go down. Too bad he didn't pick up those Templar inside the shuttle. But it is what it is. He's gonna slowly deal with these vultures. Keep his mining going. 24 probes only. But it's enough to feed the carriers. Keep the carriers rolling. Get a few more Templar out here to keep the storms coming as well. Get rid of this tank here. Tank's on the left side. Gonna be dealt with. Trying to target down a carrier here, but Reavers on the low ground are nasty. These Reavers are going to be doing so much work. Tanks finally sieging up here. Can he target those down? Keep the Reavers fighting. Oh, great D-Matrix there. Gonna keep a lot of that alive. The Reaver on the low ground going to be targeted here. Nice target fire by RoyaL, but now he's got no tanks, and the Reaver is still firing. This Reaver is still blowing up a lot of stuff here. Getting some great splash damage going. Trying to dive on top of the carrier. One carrier goes down. A second may end up falling as well. Reaver here on high ground finally is going to start to deal some massive damage. Carriers still in high number. Their interceptor count is good. Tank's pushing forward. He's got to target those down. Tank goes down here. Yes, he managed to kill the tank. RoyaL shoving forward. Oh, is he going to be able to hold this? Reaver's dead. Reaver is dead. Dragoons here still fighting strong, though. Another carrier falls. Trying to dive forward once again. The Dragoons are just on hold position. Trying to keep these Goliaths back now. And RoyaL is just about out of stuff. Another round of Goliaths is making its way forward, but all of the SCVs have gone down. And the Dragoons are still holding strong. The carrier number is still pretty good. More interceptors coming out here. He can't really afford to remake this carriers if he loses any of them, but there's no money left for RoyaL. Look, 76 minerals, 98 supply. I think he's done it. I think Mini's done it. He's going to take us to a game number 7. What an incredible back and forth between these two guys. You could have been here live. You're out there watching on YouTube right now. We did this at SCTVEN, my live cast. Of course, the games weren't live. There's sometime in 2025. Check the description. I'll try to find the exact date when these were played, but we only had about 7-8 people in here live today. We could really use the help to pump up those numbers. I know there's a bit of Starcraft fatigue for a lot of you guys. The ASL here just ended, but there's still a lot of great games going on. Some fantastic casts here to watch. And we're going to be casting the SCSL there pretty soon, too. I think it'll be the last group of the round of 32 we're going to be casting tonight on SCTV, and then of course the KCM is going to be live casted there as well. Here's the final battle of the game, guys. The last army of RoyaL going to be taken down now, trying to target down as many carriers as he can. There's still 6 remaining though, and with those 6 carriers, 5 carriers, he is going to be able to take it home. GG. Ooh, what a game. What a series, guys. This has been a lot of fun. Mini somehow manages to win this one, even though RoyaL played exceedingly well, bouncing back and forth between top left and bottom right, forcing the carriers to migrate some insane distances. It's time, guys, to end this series. It's been an absolute blast. I've really enjoyed this one, and I hope we get another rematch between RoyaL and Mini. These two guys, their styles clash in a really exciting way. I'm expecting some sort of just crazy all-in to end this one. That last game was amazing, but the series so far, the rule has been endless aggression and very quick games. Really, that last one was the exception here on Metropolis. Let's see what Mini can pull out. Gateway, no gas. Likely going to be a Zealot into Nexus. And we've got RoyaL throwing down his 12 gas once again. We're playing the Beyond All Reason music as we do for game number 7. I might have to set up like a better example of the Beyond All Reason music, or a better sample of that, because how it works in Beyond All Reason is they have some tracks for at the beginning of the game that are very calm, melodic, and then they have, you know, some more high-level tracks, like some more aggressive tracks, I guess, for conflict and the early game aggression, and then it goes eventually into this kind of war music where it's just big and epic and bold. But the playlist we're listening to right now is just straight up war music. I'll have to go ahead and set that up. But I'm gonna continue to try different things, guys. If you want to get your input in, leave a comment. Come drop by the SOOP duels or the SCTV EN stream and let me know what you guys think. Any way that this can be improved, I'm open to it. I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you are as well. So things can always be improved, that's for sure. And that's just kind of the bar I set for myself. Wow, that SCV slipped by on the left-hand side. That did not look like it had enough space. My goodness, this SCV is on a diet. And it's working. He drank his Slim Fast this morning. Slipped right past that probe on the left-hand side of that ramp. We got a Vulture out here as well. Nexus coming down now after the Dragoon, so Mini playing cautiously here. Getting his Orobo up now. Again, doesn't want to just die. Don't want to die early game. We've done enough of that so far. Force RoyaL to play him in a long game, and he can probably take him down. Feels like RoyaL can't quite contend with Mini in these longer series, or in these longer games. That's been the trend so far anyway. Mini seems to have a better gauge on these engagements, but better sense of how to fight in PvT. RoyaL seems to, you know, do very well with the early game fights, but as things get later and later, the move outs have not been the cleanest. And Mini continues to get good trades. And so Mini now playing in his safe style, sending Dragoons across the map. There is a Vulture out here, so he's got to be careful. And this Vulture slip in, get a bunch of kills. Next, this probe making its way out onto the map. Oh, the tank could be targeted down. One more shot. Excuse me, one more volley. We'll kill that. Not able to get it though. Vulture into the main. Slipping past this Dragoon. Oh, can he get a mine on that high ground? Looks like he will. Just targeting the best he can. Nice job. Gets rid of the Vulture at least. Trades out for a Dragoon. It's not the worst. Gets rid of that Vulture. All its early mines kind of go to waste here, as long as Mini can get rid of that mine without taking any damage. He should be able to pick up and drop. Oh no, he let a Dragoon walk into it. All right, that Dragoon probably took a lot of damage there. Oh, maybe it was a Zealot. Maybe a Zealot popped out. No, it was a Dragoon. That's rough. Taking some big damage there. Only on one gateway here, so each Dragoon matters. Is very significant. Third base going to come up at 12. Going for eBay Armory here. Not going to have scans up for a little while, but it's going to be okay. Looking around this bottom right. RoyaL wants to set up some mines to make sure that Mini can't take those extra bases without contention. Turrets in good placement and lots of good mines here as well. Look at those 2 mines on low ground. Perfectly set up to deny a Reaver coming in here. Ooh, yes. Very nice, RoyaL. Feeling fantastic after that hit. That was some excellent early game setup. Having just perfectly placed mines there. He's going to go ahead and reset those. I mean, why not? That is some insanely good value. And obviously great placement. And so Mini will get nothing out of that initial Reaver. Absolutely shut out. Has some good momentum on his side. Can he slip by into the main again? Nope, good block there. Might get another probe. Nope, just one probe kill for a couple more vultures. Mini, something's going right for him. Still, that Reaver loss, just massive. That hurts so badly. We'll have shuttle speed coming up here soon. RoyaL finishing his +1. Oh, and he can slip in here. Gets around that pylon wall by running through the natural. Might get a couple more probes. Oh, man, that's some good probe damage. Good probe harassment here. Now up a few probes. I mean, really not feeling that. Another Reaver gonna pop out here soon, but I don't see Mini getting a lot of damage going. Maybe he can stand out in the front with this Reaver and just hope to deal some damage as the tank push comes, but we've got Goliaths. RoyaL's gonna go up to 4 Goliaths pretty soon here, I imagine. And look to get that Charon booster upgrade going as well. Vultures heading over towards center right. He might be able to shut down this Nexus before it even starts. No, bottom right is his target. And so perhaps the Nexus will get started here. Yes, Nexus goes down. Mini with his 4th base coming up. And so we've got both these players just slowly building into this mid-game. Are we going to have a massive attack from RoyaL? I think it should be clear to take a 3rd base. As you can see, the 3rd flooding away from the Protoss player. It's much easier to get a hold of that base and lock down 3 bases on this map when your 3rd is in this direction, when the spawn locations are like this. Mini gonna come up to the front with double shuttle. He's ready to dive on a move out, or perhaps to dive into the main. That would be a little crazy. Double armory is rolling here. So for sure, we're gonna take a 3rd base. Drop coming in over at this 3rd. Only 1 Dragoon here to defend this. But if you probe down... Oh my god, he targeted his own probe there. Hello? Mini attacking his own probe. We'll get the Dragoons into position in time to deal with this, but again, losing more workers. RoyaL extending this lead little by little. Another drop coming in. 2 Dragoons are available now to shut that down. In fact, a scan comes out and Mini not going to, or excuse me, RoyaL not going to pull the trigger on that just yet. All right, he is coming in now. to start this drop once more. Double shuttle coming through. Reavers should be able to shut this down nice and quick. Does get rid of all that. Picking those Reavers back up. Gonna send into the main base these dropships to try and get some more mines and more damage going. Oh, another drop here. Can he slip past anywhere? Oh, these Zealots are not attacking. Zealots not attacking there, and he will get another probe or two. 2 probes? 3 probes? 4 probes? 4 probes. Nicely done, RoyaL. Just not taking no for an answer there. Not being denied, just keeps on struggling for more damage, and he finds it finally at the end of that. Was looking a little rough there, but he does manage to find the damage he was looking for by just being so annoying. Keeps coming in over and over again and gets what he's looking for. Now tanks moving out towards this third. Looks like he will be able to lock that down. Zealot, Reaver, gonna be sent over here. Can he block this? I don't think so. I think we're going to see Mini take more bases, start to spread into bottom right. That's a lot of tanks on high ground, guys. Looks like a difficult position to push through. So Mini's just going to have to take the consolation prize down in bottom right. Lock that base down, but I mean, RoyaL's in a great spot. He's started these upgrades way earlier than the modern meta dictates. This is like kind of a more old school method of playing Terran, where you really get that starport out earlier, get those upgrades rolling right on time, +2 immediately after +1, and that should be finished up now, or at least close to it. With that +2 coming online, RoyaL's gonna have a massive opportunity to push. He could go for the middle base, try to set that up, and just control the center of the board. Mini here, maxed out. This initial push from RoyaL, when it comes towards the middle, the engagement is gonna be everything. He needs to take a big fight and start to eliminate these tanks, make things a bit scrappier. Otherwise, Mini's going to have a very hard time. He should have Templar Storm, but I haven't seen it yet. A lot of factories here for RoyaL. Still pumping off of just the 2 machine shops. Could add another one on now that the 3rd gas is online. There's the Templar with Storm. It's like the RoyaL with cheese. Oh my gosh, look at all this army getting stacked up on top of each other. Causing a bit of a tornado there. Or what would you call it? A whirlpool. Whirlpool of units just getting sucked in. More and more units are getting sucked into that. Units, they don't like to stand on top of each other. Oh god, this probe transfer could get caught. Big opportunity there to shut down some of these probes. Looks like those will make it through down towards the bottom right, though. 4 cannons there will keep that safe. There's still probably a drop out on the map, though, and you can drop on the high ground and hit that from high ground pretty easily to load up some tanks. So we might see that a little later on. Mini just gearing up for this push. When's it going to come? It's going to have to come through a very tight choke. That'll be the best opportunity for Mini to start to shut things down. For Mini to really punish RoyaL in the way he's been playing. Only 2 cannons over here at this base in center right. This 3rd base, 4th base, gonna take quite a bit of damage here. But the main thing is he's out of position for RoyaL to start moving forward. I mean, RoyaL is still up here on the high ground and still hasn't moved. Is this another broken replay? What is RoyaL doing right now with all that army up there in the high ground? He should be moving forward here soon. All right, he is going to start to move everything out. But look at this. He gets out for free. He gets out for free. Mini's not ready for it. He's not in position. He's going to come forward here, try to take a fight with a part of this army. It looks like he is going to catch the line of tanks here, but the Vulture's just eating those Zealots alive. Those Zealots got ravaged so quickly, and the Storms weren't there to hit the Vultures as they were all stacked up. And so Mini takes a pretty dismal fight, dropping to 123 supply. He lost this opportunity to shut down RoyaL as he was coming out of his natural. And look at this, he's going to get out on the map now. Spreading out into the middle. And likely just going to take this base in the center once again. Mini struggling here, not having an observer with this army. But a few shuttles, 4 shuttles in fact. I think there's a 5th one there as well. But just not enough stuff to actually smash through this, and RoyaL's just gonna hold the center. Here we go, Mini. At least able to block bottom left for now. I think he's got a shuttle on the way down here. Probably drop a Reaver down there, just keep that base from being taken for RoyaL for now, but RoyaL holding the middle is fine. RoyaL just gonna hold this middle base. Continue to up that supply. Mini is on the ropes, guys. This center control is so powerful. A lot of gateways down bottom left now with that second rally point. There's still hope for Mini, but RoyaL is pushing him back to the wall. Can Mini break through here? Edging around the outside of this tank line. The outside of the range of these tanks in the center. And he's gonna come down to bottom center, try to take that base. If he can. Maybe he can rotate here and hit center left with these shuttles. It looks like that's what the plan is. Try to knock out a bunch of the economy here for RoyaL, but look at all the tanks coming into place. Zealot's gonna be dropped on top of this. Storms. Great EMP there. Storm's not so good. Does he have another storm to follow this up? He misses all the SCVs. Does he have another storm? There's the big storm. Oh, one more? No. A lot of those SCVs go down. What if you do survive, though, at that top patch? And still 51 overall SCVs to 52 probes. Barely able to even out the worker count. Mini's struggling right now, and his supply, a lot of that was just thrown away with those drops. He needs more drops. He needs more shuttles to help with this army. Army pushing forward looks, frankly, unstoppable. Mini just gonna back up as RoyaL pushes in. Is this the revenge of RoyaL? Is he finally gonna end up winning this series? As I said at the beginning of this cast, our last face-off between RoyaL and Mini, Mini actually won. It was, what, 4-2? And RoyaL is now on the cusp of getting his revenge. It's looking like a clear and straightforward finisher from here. Wow, a lot of Reavers getting made behind this. Maybe Mini gonna go for a dive into the main or something. Like load up everything and go dive the main? I'm not sure. If he does that, he's really not gonna have much of anything to deal with the army. But I just don't see what the, 4 Reavers can do against all of these tanks. Shutting down the Templar before they can get their storms. Pretty good target fire there from RoyaL, dealing with all of that. Tank gonna be dealt with, but Vultures here can now go to work on the probes. Not much that Mini can do about that. He's gonna bring forward the entirety of his army here to try and break this attack. A lot of Zealots coming down this ramp now. Can he break through? Pulling everything together. Not a lot of Dragoons in this force anymore, and RoyaL, although he hasn't secured another base bottom left, he's floating one down there now. He's getting ready to take that. Storm to get rid of some mines. That's so many tanks coming up to reinforce this. Maybe he could break through the tanks that are here now, but that reinforcement line is crazy. Templar getting dropped here on top of mines. And an EMP goes down at the perfect time. That EMP was so clutch. Double EMP to shut this down. Big storm lands in the middle of all this. More storms are available. Zealots pushing forward. There's not a lot of vultures with this force, and so the Zealots are going to be able to get up here and trade quite well. Storms in the back line are doing quite a bit of damage, but it looks like Mini will be forced back again. There's another great storm as the tanks push forward. Archons are going to be made. If he had a few more storms here, would have made all the difference, but RoyaL with the clutch EMP shuts that down. Base coming up in the bottom left. Maybe the thing that seals the deal here for RoyaL as he gets this base online. We'll just be able to continue to pump out tanks and vultures. Goliath shut everything down, lock down this corner of the map, not allow Mini to get out of here. A lot of drops coming through, but he's picking up Dragoons in these shuttles, which makes me think he wants to go down to bottom left. Try to take a fight there. Looks like pushing up towards the top center now. RoyaL maybe looking to push into that top center. Shuttles, where are they? Heading around the bottom side. He will go down to that bottom left corner. Try to shut down that base. Budget recall. Going to be coming into that position now. Oh, the turret. Kind of a funny placement on that turret, but it's going to actually help out quite a bit. A lot of tanks here in the low ground. Zealot's going to be dropped on top of all this. Reavers everywhere. There's those Reavers we were talking about earlier. Reavers here in the mix. Get rid of that tank. Can he drop the Reaver back there? Whoa, mine connection. Actually going to shut that down. Those mines behind the minerals at these natural expansions have been paying off huge for RoyaL in this game. And he loses the Reaver there at center left. That's big. Able to shut down everything. RoyaL maintains this base. And Mini scrambling for anything he can do from this position. He's got nearly maxed out supply again, but he's got no shuttles, or very few shuttles, to work with. And so this full-on ground army looks like he's going to assault center. Try to bust through. One shuttle is available. Can he break through this middle and start to open up the map a little bit? Here he comes. Smashing through the center is key to the victory here for Mini. Diving in on top of all this stuff. Some great storms going down on a lot of these tanks. EMPs are getting leverage here, but still a lot of storms are available. Hit those tanks in the back line. Those tanks in the back line with the storm. Not able to get it. Got one hit on those tanks at the back line, but there it is. He gets pushed away. Everything pushed back here for Mini, and his supply drops dangerously low. 129 is not a fighting supply here for Mini. Not against 3-3 mech. Another pickup. Possibly another drop heading towards bottom left. Mini isn't able to shut down those bases. And so RoyaL, his whole future is completely accounted for here. He should be able to take this into a complete mine out situation. Drag this out until Mini has no money left. I think that's the direction we're heading right now. RoyaL tried to push into bottom right, but it wasn't really working. And so I appreciate him just changing his mind and going, you know what? We're just going to take bottom left, hold that, and that'll be our win condition. If you can't break it, Better not to try. And RoyaL just reacting to each direction that Mini is sending his army. 160 supply, trying to break a nearly maxed RoyaL. Gonna trade pretty well with these first initial tanks. And storms are gonna come out on a few of these, and Mini opens up some space to maneuver. However, as the full engagement happens, does he have the storms to actually cut through the back line? That's a big clump of tanks back there. One more storm? Mini, one more storm? Oh my gosh, he doesn't have it. He does not have the storm to finish off those tanks. Look at that, 5-6 tanks in that back line survive with almost no HP because he didn't have that extra storm to just finish them off. Look at all of them. So stacked up, ready to be stormed down, but was not able to make it happen. Looks like Mini gonna try and take bottom center. I apologize, guys, if you can hear my Discord. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It should be on streamer mode enabled, but it's not. And there it is, GG. Mini taps out. Wow, what an incredible back and forth this series. Kind of a foregone conclusion here for a little bit, but RoyaL does clean out that game. Very well played by him. Some great distraction tactics there were set up so that he could eke out onto Polestar. Coming out of that natural is the scariest part, especially when Mini has the storms, but he did a great job of distraction tactics, keeping Mini busy with those vultures, running around with his army and not in position to just punish that move when it finally did come. RoyaL playing a bit of an older style there in our final game on Metropolis. Tomorrow, guys, Sack versus Soxery. Saxery. Sack versus Saxery. Or Sock versus Saxery. I got it backwards there. Sock versus Saxery for tomorrow. I'm not sure what to expect. I've got some things on the top of my head, but I don't know what we're gonna get out of that matchup. This should be a lot of fun. I doubt it'll be as good as this match. This was a great one. So many good moments in this series. So many crazy game states. Dominator comes to mind as one of the wildest. But Polestar was very fun as well. Polestar was really wild. That carrier play. What's up, Sneakin'? Thanks for stopping by, man. Just caught the end of this series. GG's all around, guys. RoyaL versus Mini. The rematch absolutely delivered. We'll see if Sock and Saxery can deliver for us tomorrow. Wonder what kind of throws we're going to see out of Saxery. I hate to say it, but that guy is the king of throws right now. He is crazy, crazy good at losing games for no discernible reason. Anyways, guys, that's it from me for today. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Those of you in the SOOP live chat, you are especially appreciated, helping me to keep this series going. Again, SOOP is paying attention to those live numbers and this gems goal they've given us. Big ups to our friends in the chat, Benjixer, J Paralyzed, Jack, and Sneakin'. Appreciate you guys very, very much. We'll be back tomorrow with another SOOP Duel series, but tonight, SCSL. Gonna be co-casting that with Shun. If you want to stop by, guys, if you want to show some love, very much appreciate it. It'll be at 7 p.m. Korean Standard Time here on the SCTV channel. And tomorrow, KCM as well, 7 p.m. KST. We got tons of great Broodwar content coming for you guys. Don't miss out on it, and try to support it as well. If you love it, if you enjoy it, give it your support. All you need to do is show up. Anything above and beyond that, whether you want to gift subs or subscribe, give gems, join the Patreon, all of that is just extra love, and I super appreciate it. Thanks once again, guys. RoyaL versus Mini is a done deal. We've cleaned it up, and we're headed on to the next thing. I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.